documentary is all about exploring the sellout mentality versus the non-sellout mentality. There may be not as many people here in our country as rich as Bill Gates, but there are certainly many who have adopted his belief systems and his lack of integrity and humanity on their journey up the ladder to become, well, rich. Now, what is the psychology behind this sellout mentality? Well, it is one of being able to take advantage of the innocent, of the plain, of the simple-minded person. The ability to lie. This makes it easy to spot sellouts on one hand, but it's also very hard because there seems to be a little bit of a sellout in all of us. Take a look at yourself. But also let us take a look at some of the villagers who are accepting some of what small compensation money they can from the government in the affected area. Well, they have probably not looked at what is at stake here. They have not traveled deeper into the situation as we are doing right now. They are probably so fed up of all the stress that they must go through, and they just want to leave it all behind and go suffer elsewhere. Can we call these poor people sellouts? Well, yes, maybe in some way we can, but we must not judge them harshly because isn't it true that we all have a bit of that sellout mentality in ourselves? There is only so much stress that we can handle, so we should look out about how we judge them. Most importantly, we should not hate them. Maybe we should take actions to make sure it ends, or our situation as a country will only get worse. Let us look at Planned Parenthood in America. Bill Gates' father was the head of this, and it seems that the apple, it does not fall far from the tree. Planned Parenthood is a non-profit American organization formed to supposedly help women avoid unwanted pregnancies. They preach that they are performing abortions and pushing birth control to help women. But behind that cover, we may be seeing them practice something called eugenics. This is also known as population control. To find the truth in many situations, I say, look at where the money is coming from and where it's going. We encourage you to research who has funded the Planned Parenthood. Wells Fargo, Wachovia Bank, Johnson & Johnson's, Disney, Bank of America. Oh my, that is heavy promotion. Do they really care about our women's rights to have abortions, or are they trying to depopulate us, especially those of us whom happen to be colored, not white? This documentary wants you to be able to differentiate, discern between good and bad, sellout and non-sellout. That is the only way that we can truly progress without being taken advantage of. Let's look at the founder of the Planned Parenthood, Margaret Sanger. She said, "The most merciful thing that the large family does to one of its infant members is to kill it." And she has openly stated that all of their campaigning has always been for the final aims of eugenics. This means that inferior races should be contained through sterilization, birth control, abortion, basically population control. She has believed that all racial, political, and social problems were solved by this. Do you believe that? All of this comes from a man named Thomas Robert Malthus in the 19th century. The basis of all national and international social policy was built supposedly by Malthus. This documentary wants to show you that it may be a possibility that in their scientific journeys to help the world, many have managed to lose that goal and lose themselves, selling their own souls to a cause that is completely unjust and criminal. The sellout mentality is bad, yes, when a person is outright admitting to their lack of care for the working class, for the people, and especially for the poor. But the sellout mentality is even worse when the person is lying about it and fooling you into thinking they are actually caring and trying to help the working class and the poor. Why is it worse? Look around you, Trinidad, and look at the politicians whom have coerced you into electing them. That's why. It's because they get away with anything, including murder, as we see in this case. It is the goal of this documentary to make sure that many more of our citizens learn to discern. By not being able to discern these kind of lies, we have fallen into becoming sellouts ourselves, not fighting the evil, the negative that is now taking over our very own country. Have you seen the billboards with skin whitening creams? How about the way we treat foreigners as gods when they visit? It is only normal for us to fall into pushing things like GMOs and eugenics. Now you should be able to spot the sellout a little bit better within yourself and within another person. But always remember, the only thing worse than when we sell ourselves out is when we sell our children out.